JuliaGrace joining me. And look, not only JuliaGrace, firstly, welcome, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Merry Christmas.
And but also with guitar.
Yes.
And look, this is a relatively normal look for you.
Yeah,
Suitcase and guitar in hands, to quote the bard. But actually, it's been a while. When was the last time that you performed a live musical piece in the Rhema studio?
A long
Too
time.
long.
A long time. And to be honest, it's as much a surprise to me as it is to anybody else. So to give a little bit of context, this week, so we're living in a cowshed at the moment. Very nativity scene.
Oh, wow, yes.
Very nativity scene. We are warm and dry. We
The
don't have
cattle are
running
lowing.
water. The cattle do low. I get woken up by
Lowing cattle.
chickens. We've got like a whole soap opera happening with the neighbours' chickens. Don't get me started on that.
Do they make the song? Do they get a verse?
I have to feed them. I call them my backing singers.
Oh, nice.
I have to feed them to shut them up because while I'm trying to record vocals, they're like dueling crowing. The cattle are lowing, the chickens are crowing. Something like that.
The lyrics write themselves, don't they?
Exactly. But somehow this week, in the middle of all of that, I had a little idea drop into my heart and I wrote a song. And it was very much just happening in the middle of everything as it was. And then on Sunday, I was at the carol service up at a church in the Foundry in Waimaku with my beautiful friends.
Mm-hmm.
And as we were finishing the carol service, I whispered in the ear of my friend and said, I wrote a song. And she said, do you want to sing it? And I was like, oh, okay. So I sang it, first time ever.
This is very impromptu.
Literally first time ever. And it just struck a nerve in a great way. It did strike a chord. So I went home, back to the cowshed and recorded, filmed and created this from the cowshed.
My goodness.
It feels like a moment in time. It's just, it feels like a gift to me.
Julia,
so
I got questions.
I'm going to gift it to you guys
I
today.
got questions. Is this normal for you? I mean, sorry, JuliaGrace, normal, not regular people normal.
Not normal,
but is in terms of the songwriting process, is this like, oh yeah, I got inspired by some chickens and I wrote the song?
I write songs about kitchen floors. I've written. I just feel like when the moment strikes with creativity. We need to strike while the iron is hot. And I won't say that it just lands fully formed because I did work on it. I went and gave it some thought and definitely wrestled it to the ground. But I do think that sometimes it's the normal everyday stuff. We're looking for brilliance and genius and wonderful experiences, and then we go home and suddenly in the middle of nothing.
Isn't that the way with creativity though? Because you go, oh God, I've got to sit down and be spontaneously creative. It's never going to work.
No.
And look, some people can do it, but I'm not sure their art is as good as those spontaneous creative people. And I suppose finding God's voice in all of that as well.
Yes.
And going, hey, you'll find the thing that you're looking for when you stop looking for it. That's very much the way of life, isn't it?
Very much so. And I think even the way our brains work is when we go away and do something a little bit, like I guess what we call like a mindless task.
I do a lot of mindless tasks.
And then I was actually literally raking up the neighbours' leaves just next to our house.
You do a lot of work for your neighbours. You feed their chickens, you rake their leaves.
And while I was raking the leaves, I suddenly got got a line. And so I was kind of running back and forward to the van. I had my phone there to take notes. And when I thought of a line, I'd go back and do it. And then I'd go back and rake a bit more. And then I'd come back with another idea. And what that tells me is that our brains like trying to solve a problem. They like working on things, but sometimes we need to sort of almost put it out of our mind and let it.
Peripheral vision.
Yeah. And so then I'm, rather than thinking, what's the answer? Just thinking, I'll just do something. And then, and it'll come to me, but it doesn't come out of thin air. It comes out because your brain's actually kind of working on it in the background.
And some spiritual inspiration as well,
Absolutely.
I'm sure. Exactly, making space for what's happening there. Second question, is it a Christmas song?
It is.
I wasn't sure, but then you said it was at a carol service, and I thought, well, it would be, I don't know, it would be perhaps disconcerting if it was some rock and roll ballad to have that at a carol service.
Girls just want to have fun. No, I mean, look, to be honest, my friends would let me sing anything, but funnily enough, people have said to me, oh, you should write a Christmas song, and that seems like a bridge too far and an insurmountable mountain.
Although to
by
be fair,
accident, I did.
And to be fair, it's not your first Christmas song. It's your first good one. And look, I need to explain myself now because you and I did a Christmas song together. I think that may have been
it's
the
all
last.
coming
Yeah,
back.
exactly. And it was, okay, I was responsible for writing that one. And it was a shocker, which we'll never hear again on Rhema. Honestly,
I feel like we need to bring it back. Actually, that was fun. That
was
was
fun.
awesome.
I'd
I'd like to say this song's better than that, but
a lot better.
That was pretty hard to top.
No, that's a very low bar. So we go into the song with expectation. We've heard the creative process that went behind it coming together. Tell us a little bit about the song, and then you're going to perform it live in the studio.
I am. Second time I've ever sung it live. Never played it on the guitar before. It's a piano song.
This is a world first.
We are rolling, we are riffing, we are just going with the flow. So for me, Christmas has taken many different forms and shapes over the years. Mm-hmm. And I'm always aware that while it seems like the wonderful season of joy and peace and love and goodwill, it can be one of the hardest seasons for people for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it pushes on bruises. Sometimes it marks an anniversary. Sometimes it's the first Christmas since something challenging has happened. Yeah. And I'm really aware that over the past year, people will have lost loved ones. People will have gone through different things, disappointments, or they might just be feeling completely overwhelmed with the, with everything, with what's going on in the world. I didn't write this to jump on the back of global happenings, but I do believe that sometimes God has a word in season for these moments. And I feel like the idea is that a different shaped Christmas is something that can open up our hearts. So if people are feeling like this Christmas is not what it used to be, or things are a little bit different, or they need a little bit of love and support this year, the song is definitely for them. So it's called Different Shaped Christmas, and that's pretty much what it's about.
Okay, looking forward to hearing it for the first time in forever.
Right.
Julia, take it away.
Began in a stable amidst chaos and hate, the birth of a baby boy on an ordinary day. Not a king in a palace, just humble and small. So whatever you're facing, there's room for it all. If you're tired of the tinsel, feeling out in the cold, all this peace and goodwill to man is just getting old. If the life that you're living, it's not the one that you knew, then you're in good company. We've been waiting for you. A different shaped Christmas makes room for us all. We can sit along at tables and build lower walls. Treasure the moments, no matter how small, 'cause a different shaped Christmas makes room for us all. For those who are gathered around hospital beds, making a memory with the time that they had. Families who've scattered, who are missing someone, the hearts that are breaking beneath the laughter and fun. A different shaped Christmas makes room for us all. We can sit along at tables and build lower walls. We treasure the moments, no matter how different shapes Christmas makes room for us all. We treasure the moments, no matter how small, 'cause a different shapes Christmas makes room for us all.
That is absolutely beautiful. Julia, thank you for sharing that treasure with us on this Christmas Day. And I know that will connect with a lot of people who have perhaps had a pretty rough 2025. Yeah. I got to ask, though, is this, not available in stores, right? We had a bit of an exclusive here on Rhema today, but if people wanted to connect with that, can they find that on your social media?
They can. So jump on any of my social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and also on YouTube. I have recorded this in the cowshed.
Wow.
And made it free and available for everyone. And I would greatly appreciate it if anyone and everyone would jump on there and share it.
Yeah.
This is a gift for me and from me, and I would love for this just to be spread. I can't get it as far as I'd love it to go. So please jump on, find the link, share it, and spread something special on my behalf this Christmas. That'd be awesome.
Super good. Julie, Merry Christmas to you and yours and the chickens and the cows. And thank you so much for all that you've brought to this program throughout 2025. Very much value you, your ministry, and your generosity of spirit. Thanks so much for being on the program once again.